Okay, I think it's recording now, so I'm gonna do my thing. Oof. So don't hesitate to left a comment if you want to add anything to what I'm gonna be commenting. Okay, so if the stream go away again, please tell me and I'm gonna put it back. So this is the first tweet that started all of the J.K. Rowling's controversies about transphobia and shit. So this is what she said. Dress however you please. Call yourself whatever you like. Sleep with any consenting adults who will have you. Live your best life in peace and security. But force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real. Hashtag I stand with Maya. Hashtag this is not a drill. Okay, there is so many things wrong with this tweet. So first there is the dress however you please. That seems to show that she thinks that being trans is only a costume. She's basically like, oh, if you're a man and you want to dress like a woman, do as you please. I don't care. So she's not considering being trans as a legitimate identity. She doesn't consider that a trans woman is a woman and a trans man is a man. To her, it's just like dress up. It's just a costume. Even to call yourself whatever you like. She's like, okay, you can call yourself a woman, but you're not a real woman. After that, there is sleep with any consenting adults who will have you. I don't know why she feel the need to specify consenting adults, as if she's implying that people don't want to sleep with trans people, therefore trans people are forcing themselves on others. That's kind of making it feel like trans people are predator. And she's like, oh, you can sleep with whoever you want, who is consenting. Why do you need to precise to precise consenting? Unless you think that in general trans people are not sleeping with people who consent. Anyway, live your best life in peace and security. Well, that's probably the only thing I can agree with in this tweet. But force women out of their job for stating that sex is real. Okay, that never happened. The thing with Maya Forster, I think, she was working with a contract, and after she posted transphobic stuff, the company who was hiring her decided to not renew her contract. So she was never fired. They just didn't want to hire her back after her contract was finished because it's not really good for the company reputation if there is someone working for them who is publicly saying transphobic stuff. And she never said that. It's not because she said sex is real. It's because she was openly a gender critical person, which is pretty much the nicer term to say a TERF. This is not a drill meant. I think it's maybe an expression. Please tell me what it means because I have really no idea why she hashtag this. So yeah, she's blatantly lying that apparently the trans movement is forcing people out of their job for not saying what they want, but it's not the case. And she said women plural. So it's kind of implied that a lot of women have been fired, but there is only Maya, who wasn't even fired in the first place, so it looks like she kind of make it look like it's an issue that is somehow sexist. So yeah, she's trying to portray this issue as being something against women, while I'm pretty sure there is a lot of men and women who talk against trans people in general. So no, it's not a personal attack against women. It's not even an attack, it's just defending trans people. I don't know why she's seeing it as an attack against women in general, but it's not the case. She's just trying to frame it as an issue against women, so it looks it looks even more bad to the common people, because now they're gonna think that the trans movement is all about oppressing women, which is not the case. Okay, this one is just hilarious. I love this truly fabulous Ecobug, with its bat ears, mismatched eyes, and terrifying blood-stained teeth. In court, Wolf claimed a Facebook post in which it said he wanted to fuck up some turfs was just bravado. Hashtag the Ecobug. Okay, she was just like, she made a new book recently about the Ecobug, that is like a book for kids, and for some reason she accidentally passed um, something related to a post about turfs in her tweet, and yet she still find a way to hashtag the Ecobug. Like, how didn't she not see it? How can you fuck up so badly? That is just funny. There's nothing really to argue with that, except that she's apparently reading a lot of stuff about turfs, so... But yeah, it's just really funny. Okay, so this one is a piece of work. If sex isn't real, there is no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. Okay, I'm just gonna start with saying that it isn't hate to speak the truth is like most bigoted groups use this phrase to excuse their bigotry, like race realists were like, oh no, we're not racist, we're just acknowledging the biological differences between white people and black people. It isn't hate to speak the truth. And sexist too. They were trying to explain how women were like less intelligent than men by saying that it's biological and that it isn't hate to speak the truth. So just right there, it's like the biggest bigot sentences ever. Like, that was dumb. And first, and also, who the fuck said that sex isn't real? Like, that's not something that the trans movement is trying to push. Like, yes, sex is real. I did hear people saying that sex is a social construct, and even that doesn't mean sex isn't real, because money, for example, is a social construct, but money is still real. But even sex is a social construct means that sex, as we know, like a binary between a binary of men, women only, is a social construct, because first, women, men are genders, not sex. Female and male are sex. And the scientific community now views sex as a bimodal distribution. So yes, it does go more in the extreme, like people will usually be male and female, but there exist outliers like intersex people, even trans people on HRT. So yes, sex isn't a binary. So this is mostly what she's referring to. Then she talked about there is no same-sex attraction. Again, we never said that sex isn't real, so yes, same-sex attraction exists. But sexual attraction is not just based on the primary sex characteristics like your chromosomes and your genitals. Chromosomes have nothing to do with how you're attracted to someone. Genitals, yes, but when you don't see them in the street when you're looking at someone you find attractive, you're usually attracted to secondary sex characteristics such as height, body haircut, um, muscle. I wouldn't say the bone, but the bones do play a part in someone's physical appearance. The way they smell, the way they're dressed. So basically the way they present themselves, which is usually related to someone's gender identity. Like someone who identifies as a woman often try to look more feminine, and someone who identifies as a man tends to want to look masculine, which is not always the case. So same-sex attraction isn't erased by saying that sex is not a binary. Okay, and then she continued with the idea that women like me, who has been empathetic, yeah right, to trans people for decades, feeling kinship because they're vulnerable in the same way as women to male violence, hate trans people because they think sex is real and has lived consequences is a nonsense. Okay, first, if you really have empathy for trans people, you wouldn't be raging on Twitter against trans people. Like, no, we know you're not empathetic to you're not empathetic to trans people. Uh, I doubt you feel kinship towards them, but I can't know your doubt. And yes, you're right. They're vulnerable in the same way as women. They're vulnerable like any minority or oppressed group. To male violence, well, there is a lot of case of trans women being killed by their boyfriend, but it's not only male violence. So she's really trying to portray this as an attack against women. And then she finished by hate trans people because they think sex is real and has lived consequences is a nonsense. Again, people don't hate you because you said sex is real. Because, yes, everyone agree that sex is real. People dislikes you and criticize you because you're using your large platform to attack trans people and make them look like they are predators. And so yeah, this is why people are criticizing you. Not because you say sex is real, because we all agree. I respect every trans person right to live any way that feel authentic, comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it's hateful to say so. Okay, I'll march with you if you were discriminated for being trans. Yes, people are discriminated for being trans. I don't know what she's talking about. You're like, yes, they are. Yes, they are discriminated on the basis of being trans. That's the whole point. And yeah, nobody care about the fact that your life has been shaped for being female, because that's true. You were born female and you live your life as a woman. So obviously it did shape your life, and nobody is trying to take that away from you. So I don't know what's your deal with that. Next. Okay, here the only new one is the first one. People who menstruate. I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumben? Wimpund? Wumud? Again, for someone who say that she's empathetic to trans people, she sure likes to mock them. People who menstruate is supposed to include everyone who has a uterus. You know, like cis women, trans men, non-binary people. So again, this is just to include everyone. Is it really necessary? Maybe not. But still, like, to get super offended just because an article said people who menstruate. And then she said that people who menstruate should be just, obviously she's trying to say the word woman, which is really reductive of women. It's kind of implying that their whole purpose is being able to get pregnant. And yeah, she's excluding people like infertile women, pregnant women, women who got uterus cancer, has to get their uterus removed. There is a lot of cis women who don't menstruate. Oh yeah, women after menopause don't menstruate either. So is she saying that all of those people who don't menstruate, who are cis women, are actually not women? I don't know. So yeah, but people, well, that was just another excuse for her to shit on trans people, because I guess she just doesn't have anything else to do. Yeah, I think people who menstruate sounds better than menstruators. Anyway, I just don't really care. Like, it doesn't personally affect me that people say people who menstruate, so I don't know why she's all offended by that. As if, like, menstruating is, like, the only thing that defines women. I think it's way more sexist than saying people who menstruate, but maybe that's only me, who knows. Okay, so, well, as a palate cleansers, because there was a lot of negativity and transphobic shit, here's a tweet of Emma Watson, the actress who played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter movies, who said, "Trans people are who they say they are, and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned or told they aren't who they say they are." So she's not really mentioning J.K. Rowling directly, but she's still showing her support towards trans people, which I find is really touching from her. So it's nice to see that it's not all of J.K. Rowling's entourage who is transphobic. And there is not just Emma Watson, there is also Rupert Grint to play Ron Weasley, who also show his support towards the trans community. He said, "I firmly stand with the trans community. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. We should all be entitled to live with love and without judgment." So, again, that's really sweet that he took the time to support the trans community. And, okay, so Daniel Radcliffe, who played the main character of Harry Potter, also replied to J.K. Rowling's anti-tweet trans, anti-tweet trans, anti-trans tweet. "Transgender women are women," Radcliffe wrote in an essay post on the website of the Trevor Project, a nonprofit dedicated to crisis intervention and suicide prevention for LGBTQ people. "Any statement to the contrary erases the identity and dignity of transgender people and goes against all advice given by professional healthcare associations who have far more expertise on this subject matter than either Joe or I." So Joe, I suppose it's J.K. Rowling. So yeah, I find it funny that the actors who play the three main characters, Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger, all came up together in support of trans people and in a way condemning J.K. Rowling's transphobia. It's basically the golden trio who is standing up against yet another bigot, because yes, Voldemort too was a bigot. The entire series was about defeating him. And I think there is a lot of similarities between Voldemort and J.K. Rowling's. Voldemort didn't consider that Muggleborn were true wizards. He refused to consider them as wizards, and they were even discriminated and being called mudblood. And the three heroes, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, had to fight him. And this is the same as J.K. Rowling's, who considered that trans women who are born assigned male at birth are not real women, just like the Muggleborn aren't considered real wizards by Voldemort and other blood supremacists. And just like the insult mudblood was pretty much a wizard slur, the M word. There is a lot of slurs against trans people that I'm not gonna say because there are slurs. So yeah, J.K. Rowling's is actually Voldemort. I know there was a theory that J.K. Rowling was actually Rita Skeeter, the journalist in Harry Potter, but now we know who she truly is. She is Voldemort. She's not a blood supremacist, but she's I don't know, a female women supremacist. No, a biological woman supremacist who refused to accept that people who are born male assigned at birth are not real women. So I just find the comparison to be interesting and actually really accurate. So yeah, J.K. Rowling is a transphobe. She's a TERF. She's basically Voldemort. And yeah, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are all standing up against her, and they're in support of trans people, and so should we. Trans people are a minority with one of the largest suicide rate, as well as a lot of assault against them and even murder. So when people like J.K. Rowling are using their large platform to spread even more misinformation about them, I think it's really disgusting, and I think we should all stand up against her. This is not canceling her. She's not being cancelled. She's a billionaire. She's a world famous writer, and she still have a lot of influence. She is in no way cancelled. When these people use the term cancel, they just use it to silence people who criticize them for legitimate reasons. They're trying to take away our voices and our right to criticize them if they do something that is judged inappropriate and even dangerous. J.K. Rowling still have a lot of influence on youth, as well as parents who may have children who are trans. So yeah, she could be a real danger for trans people, especially trans youth. So this is why I decided to speak my tough. Speak my tough. I don't think I can say that. Speak my mind. Yes, this is the expression I was looking for. Speak my mind on these very issues. I'm sorry, English is not my first language. So I hope you enjoy that. I know she made an essay, a TERF essay, the TERF manifesto. So I may decide to cover this too another time. So thank you for being there, and see you another time. Bye.